All right, this is going to be a really important video. I'm going to bring in contributor Chris Mowrey to break down Trump's escalating deportations. Make sure you click the like and check this out.
Donald Trump flipped his position on immigration today out of the blue, and MAGA is not having a good time receiving it. There is so much backlash, people saying they've been played, saying actually maybe the Democrats are right all along, this guy's a con man. So I want to go through some of that, show you some of the reaction here and the decision that Donald Trump made, because he made this decision because of you. Because of your voice, because of you showing up, because of you staying loud, being on the streets, protesting, sharing videos, talking to your friends and family about some of the horrible things we've seen through Donald Trump's immigration policy, deporting people, without due process, deporting individuals who have been here for decades, just trying to live a good life. Some of the really horrific videos we've seen of ICE going into these local communities and doing some real damage. So I want to show you some of this reaction, and I do want to be clear in this reaction that this is a good thing. Donald Trump caved, like he always does, because of you. So let me show you quickly what he said today at this press conference. We'll go from there.
Peter?
Thank you, President Trump. I have two. First, on immigration. What made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
Well, we're not targeting. In fact, if you look today, I put out a statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else, and then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else.
So I don't think we need to listen to like the last 14 seconds of Donald Trump ramble incoherently, because again, he's already off track. Like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but essentially he's answering to the fact that he posted on Truth Social saying, our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. This is not good. We must protect our farmers, but get the criminals out of the USA. And quickly, before we go to the MAGA meltdown on this, as Donald Trump, again, seemingly goes from this horrible, it's still terrible, obviously, but he goes from this mass deportation, deporting everybody, going into these communities, criminals or not, to now seemingly, okay, we're going to protect certain industries, farm workers, hotels. It's certainly not good enough, but MAGA is very upset. Let's listen to Gavin Newsom on this quickly.
So just moments ago, Donald Trump made a major reversal in his mass deportation policy. Indiscriminately, he's been sending armed agents into farms and fields and ranches all throughout California and increasingly across the country. I was in Oxnard, California yesterday. I met with a 12-year-old boy. Tears pouring down his face. His mom and dad snatched by agents. They were working the fields for over 20 years. He doesn't know where they are. He has no family in the United States. He's here alone, a sixth grader. Donald Trump may not care about him, but he's finally listening to you, calling out these indiscriminate acts of cruelty. Let's keep up the pressure and let's do it peacefully.
Beautifully said. As this video is released, it's Friday. So, tomorrow, a lot of stuff going on around the country. The No Kings protest. I'll be out there. I know Americans across the country will be out there. Make your voice heard and peacefully, because clearly it's working. Donald Trump's poll numbers sinking across the board, but especially on immigration as people see these horrible things. Beautifully said from Gavin Newsom. Truly. All right, let's go now to the reaction from some big MAGA people, because they are not happy. First, we have this account on Twitter, it's pretty well known. Over 50,000 followers replying to Donald Trump's True Social post that I read you. Quote, "This is not what I voted for. I voted to remove all illegals." Again, this is just like cruel to the core. I could go on and on and on about how wrong this is. But again, Donald Trump folds. He folds under this pressure. He often in this administration, they want to make sure that you feel out of control. They want you to feel like you can't do anything. But in reality, you see very quickly when people organize, they make their voice heard. We're all in the streets. People are filming, showing what ICE is doing, showing how terrible, sharing these stories like you do on YouTube or elsewhere with your friends and family. The stories like Gavin Newsom was talking about, how quickly his poll numbers sink, and we can really make a difference. We go next. This is Michael Flynn's son. That's right. Michael Flynn's son replying to Gavin Newsom about Trump folding, saying, not what I voted for. Wow. Some big MAGA names, even, you know, within the bubble, the DC bubble, I should say. We have some replies here. Quote, I don't like it. It compromises our position that all illegals broke the law and should be deported. Well, so sad. So sad for you, whoever this individual is. I don't care. Again, which what a cruel, just, I don't even need to get into it, but it is good to see, you know, Trump supporters upset about this. Trump betrayed us. Well, and last we have Johnny MAGA, this is a huge account on Twitter, big Trump account, saying, whoa, to this. And you just look at some of these replies about this. Here we go. This is completely unacceptable and the opposite of what he ran on. Ridiculous. Hardly any big influencers are even saying anything. After clamoring for an immigration moratorium, mere days ago. Yeah, again, like a lot of these accounts on Twitter aren't even talking about this. The people who show up to the White House, the people who take cool pictures at Mar-a-Lago, because, you know, just like in the Republican Party from top to bottom, you have to suck up to Trump no matter what he does. So we'll see Republicans saying how great this is on all levels, because if you don't, it's a cult. You will be out. You'll be ousted on any level. If you know, a lot of those people talking bad on Twitter right now, there's no invite to Mar-a-Lago for you. So, yeah, again, as we move toward the cold, we go down full U-turn, question mark. Sorry, I'm disappointed in Trump. This is ridiculous. And again, I also think it can't be overstated that when Democrats or another group say, you know, oh, I'm disappointed in this individual, Biden, Harris, anyone, it's much different than this group because, again, it's a cult. It's at least at the bare minimum very cult-like. You do not go against Trump. You don't say you're disappointed in Trump. And if people are using these words, they've objectively something has broken through. Like there's no question about it because they have no ability to ever hold Donald Trump accountable for anything. And so the fact that they would start using these words, crazy. This person upset. We scroll down. Trump listens to his constituents. Doesn't mean this person is essentially saying, "Oh, guys, it's fine." You know, twisting themselves into a pretzel about Donald Trump, as many people will do in the coming days on this issue, and obviously what we've just seen as I record this tonight with what's going on in Israel and Iran and all these things Donald Trump ran on. He ran on certain things. He ran on, you know, I'm the peace president. I make peace as war starts to break out. I'm the president, the economic, you know, I'll solve all your problems. Everyone in Washington is making you poor. And as soon as I get in, I'll be rich. People are really struggling right now, and that's, again, why we see these poll numbers just continue to really get shredded for Trump. He's in a bad place right now, polling-wise. This person, Phil, saying, hire Americans, please be fake. You go down and down, so this person's confused. Trump is actually, quote, cool with illegals. It's just like a gross way to talk, you know? What a dipshit. No one is above the law. And again, this is a big account on Twitter. Are we ignoring the fact that all of these businesses are, quote, hiring illegals? He's doing it for the farmers. Again, Betty, here we start to twist ourselves into, oh, well, it was just like 3-4 days ago, plus, you know, his literal entire campaign and entire presidency, the signs that said mass deportations now, we will deport anyone, doesn't matter, to now like, oh, well, actually, we shouldn't do that because we need to, I don't know, help. It's cruel. We need to, you know, help the farmers, help the economy. What? Interesting how quickly people flip. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot if you clicked like down below and subscribe. It's pretty late when I'm making this video, trying to stay on top of things. If you're here from the Adam Mockler channel, you guys have been showing me so much love, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Click like, subscribe down there. It goes such a long way. I'll be out there on Saturday making videos, keeping you guys updated, as will Adam and a lot of other people. If you're going out, please be safe, be peaceful, make your voice heard, bring water, masks, etc. I'll see you out there. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. Have a great weekend. I will see you in the next video.